Round the final round, it's a bang, it's blood up on the stage. Bang your head against the stage, and never takes its place. Blinded by blood.
Hello, so today what I'm going to be doing is talking about the differences a little bit between Bonded by Blood and Let There Be Blood. And I'm here today to actually celebrate the Bonded by Blood album, even though I like this album cover better. This is a really cool album cover, but the reissue and re-recording of the Bonded by Blood album, and of course titling it Let There Be Blood, I mean, I get the concept and everything, but it's definitely not as good as the original. Now, I like Paul Baloff's voice better, and it took me several years to really get into Paul Baloff and actually like the Bonded by Blood album. It wasn't until like the mid to late 90s where I really listened to the album, was like, hey, holy shit, this is a really cool, awesome album, and I really liked his voice. I really never I heard it here and there, but between 97 and 98, I was definitely listening to that a lot more. And then, of course, he only did one album of him. Now, most of the time, people think a re-recording of an album is to avoid paying like royalties. We're going to re-record it, and we're doing this version and not playing that version of it. So this way, for that reason, you don't get any royalties. But it wasn't the case here. I definitely don't believe. Wouldn't make any sense. Let There Be Blood came out in 2008, and unfortunately Paul Baloff passed away in 2002. So it wasn't for that reason. They just kind of wanted to redo it, and I understand that Rob Dukes was in the band at the time when they redid this in 2008. It would have been cool if they did these songs with the Zetro. That's what I really like. That's my main point is. But I love these songs. What I don't really like about the re-recorded songs, Rob Duke sounds like Billy Milano at times. Billy Milano from MOD and SOD. If you've ever heard of those, check them out. It's Billy Milano. He was in the band with Scott Ian, and they just did these like side project bands, and it was kind of a funny, corny thing. But anyways, I digress. Billy Milano, Rob Duke sounding like Billy Milano is just kind of corny. I don't really like it. So one of my absolute favorite songs off this, a real rocking one, is Bonded by Blood. There's Blood Upon the Stage, which is a documentary that they released about the early years of the Bay Area thrash scene, where there was just wicked, epic, awesome, awesomeness with the whole thrash scene. The next song I really love off the original version of Bonded by Blood is And Then There Were None. It's a really cool rocking song. I really like the phrasing and the guitar work on there. And of course, Piranha. Piranha is just another one of those songs where it's about something kind of scary, but something that's most likely not going to happen unless you fall into an Amazon jungle filled with piranha. But it has that kind of like violence and blood and stuff in it. But it's about fish, so it's not really anything that's, I guess, taboo or too controversial. But the song itself is just really wicked awesome, and once again the phrasing and the guitaring on that is just awesome, and I really love it. One of the good things about this album, besides the cover, is the fact that two of the original members, Gary Holt and Tom Hunting, appear on both of the albums. That's about it. One of the other powerhouse songs that's an awesome one, that's on the original version of this, is Strike of the Beast. That's an awesome song, and once again, yes, I prefer the original version to it. I mean, I could see if it was just a different member, or if they, like a bass, drums, guitarist, but why would they record it? I guess they did it to make it actually sound different, but they did. And the only thing that's cool about this is the album cover. I do like the original one better. And the original one is also another kind of odd one, because they have the original version, which looks like this, and then they have that black and red one, which looks like this, and the black and red one is the one that I had on tape. Well, a friend of mine lent it to me. He had it on cassette tape, and had the red and black version of the Exodus, Bonded by Blood. One other cool thing about this album is the 10th song. It's a bonus song. It's an unreleased song that was written years ago for like the Exodus demo, and it's called Hell's Breath. Now Kirk Hammett is not on the song at all. He is on the demo, I believe, but he's not on, of course, the re-recording of it. You know, like how Kirk Hammett did the guest appearance and recorded a song with Exodus on their last album? It would have been cool if he had did that, especially if it was part of a song that he had written. So it'd be actually even cool to hear that original recording. So once again, the last song, co-written, or actually written, I'm not sure how fully, but by Kirk Hammett, who was in Exodus before Metallica. Most of you know that. But I wonder if he's getting then royalties from it because they used his song, or they called him up and asked him, hey, remind if we redo Hell's Breath? And he was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Or we'll credit you. I'm sure he probably wants credit for it, so people know that, you know, it has this. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you prefer the original 1985 version of Bonded by Blood, or the re-recording of it titled Let There Be Blood better, the 2008 one? Which one do you like? Write it in the comment section below. I already told you which one I like, what sounds better. I like this album cover better. I like the concept that they did it, but they should have did it with Zetro. Tell me what you think. And I know probably some of the fans out there, I've read in comments before, they're like Rob Dukes better than Zetro or Paul Bailoff. But then that's who they probably made this album for. They hear some of their old stuff, but with their other newer singer. Their current singer at the time.
Bonded by blood!